Hello and welcome. My name is Sheep Thief. Today I will be coming at you with some Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag single player gameplay analysis. We have finished the game. We have concluded our Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag journey with Edward Kenway here. And I really gotta say, what a journey it's been. What a journey it's been. I have a lot to say about this game, and I'm gonna try to be as eloquent as I can be. But also, I kind of wanted this to be free form at the same time, because there's so much to this game, and I kind of want it to just come out naturally. My thoughts, I want my thoughts to come out naturally. Now, what I'm going to do is start with the negatives. I'm going to start with the negatives, but I don't want you to click away just because I'm talking about the negatives, because there's so many positives about this game as well. That I will get to afterwards, but I just want to get the negatives out of the way. But I will say that it will be interspersed with positive things, because it's almost like the negatives and the positives, they're all very interconnected. But yeah, once more, I'm going to start generally with some of the negative problems, and then move into what I think is good. So, as you can see, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, like, just looking around, look at the Baja Blast water right there. It looks like Mountain Dew, and I just want to drink it. Yeah. So, this game, again, I said I'd start with the negatives, but I think I just have to start, like, look at the ocean. Look at that. What game, I've sort of heard of Sea of Thieves, which I think has sort of a dynamic ocean. But this is amazing. This really is amazing. I think, well, let's go out on the boat. We have this beautiful game. You play as a pirate named Edward Kenway, and you go. We're gonna normally, the way we played this game is we didn't fast travel, which honestly, if you're playing this game, I highly recommend do not fast travel. It makes it way more fun to go from place to place, to kind of plan your routes. As you can see, there's still so much that I have to do to fully complete the game, but yeah, we're gonna fast travel now to get some of this review underway. Let's just go to like an island. What's this here? Grand Cayman. Is there no way to? Pardon me. Is there no way to just travel? Okay, wait. We'll go to, like, I want to go to Havana, because that's probably my favorite city that we'll talk about. Control. Yeah. So we'll start with just discussing this incredible technological feat of a fully realistic ocean that, like, you've got waves, you've got dynamic weather, you've got storms, you can feel the weight of the ship as it crashes into the waves. You have to turn into the waves. Look at the light coming through the waves as they crest. I truly haven't seen a game like this. I really wish that there were more games that had oceans like this. And honestly, my first negative is just, I wish the ocean was a little bit bigger. The scale. Now this game came out in 2013, I think, so there were limitations back then. As you can see, like in the distance, we can see sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 small vessels, maybe 6 over there. And then we're putting distance on an island that probably in real life is like the size of a whole country, a whole like Caribbean country. Although I think, where's Haiti? That's Florida, so yeah, my geography is not very good. That's Jamaica. I'm not sure what country this is. My geography of the Caribbean is really bad, so forgive me. But yeah, I almost just wish the scale and then the speed of the ship. So like right here, if we go into fast mode, first of all, look how fast we can turn the whole ship. So we're going in a straight line. Let's turn it completely around. So we're turning. I don't know. Look down in the video how long it takes to turn. And we've done, I think right about here, a full 180 in 20 seconds. A real ship of this time period would not be able to do that. We're like moving a little too fast. We're moving way too fast. We're turning too fast. It feels kind of like driving a GTA car, which, if anyone who members of the Sheep Gang family know that I'm a great lover of history, and so it does. I have to say, it hurts my historical sensibilities to see this game. It feels a little gamey. I understand that if it was fully realistic and I need to give commands to shift the masts in the right way and bring the sail down in the right way and check my compass and the realistic winds, and it takes like 10 minutes to turn the ship around, that would be excessive. But I think this game maybe got a little bit too far on the side of gaminess, Grand Theft Auto kind of style. But this is a minor complaint. It's the game, and actually I think the game is pretty well paced, and if you play it the way I played it, where you don't fast travel and you I think another thing that could help is don't go into this mode, which makes you move really fast. I think there's a penalty well, I know there's a penalty to your turn rate the faster you're going. This is very good. So there actually is a strategic or tactical advantage to not going to this mode. But if you stay in this mode, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good going from place to place. Not super unrealistic or anything. And I would say overall, the pace of the game is great. It's great. Yeah, I think I got 34 episodes out of this, so about 40 hours of gameplay, playing it the way I did. What are some other negatives? Let me think. I would say that in combat, again, similarly to what we were talking about, we're gonna head south towards Savannah. In combat, similar to what I was just talking about, there's a bit of the cannons are reloading a little too fast, and it's a weird contrast because the pistol gameplay I'll talk about later, I think is excellent pistol gameplay, where you fire your pistols, and then if you're still in a fight you can't reload them without getting hit. That's realistic. That's the way pistols were used at the time. They were like, you have them, and then once you fired them, they're useless. And so they'd carry, like Edward does, 3-4 pistols on them so they could fire them all. And so I think they could have used that same sort of stance of like, make your cannons harder to reload. But again, I get the decision. I think the normie audience would be like, wait, why can't I fire my cannons faster? So this is, again, just sort of maybe a niche complaint that I'm making. The final complaint that I have will be about the story. Now, I think the story of this game is really good. It's overall really good, but my problem with it is the assassins, like, organization. We're in... So historically, the game starts off at the... if you watch the first episode of the series, I do a better... I go more in depth into the historical setting, but the historical setting is, in essence... Wait, are we missing Havana here? No. It begins at the end of the War of Spanish Succession, which historically did produce a large excess of sailors that turned to piracy. And they... and which then resulted in the golden age of piracy, which this game is set in. And Edward, of course, gets into the thick of it, and the game progresses, but the assassins aren't tied into any of the history of that. They aren't really tied into any of the history of the anti-piracy efforts of the European anti-piracy efforts. They aren't even really tied into some secret organization thing that's going on in Europe. Instead, the assassins are the Mayans. They're like these they're not I think they're supposed to be Mayan, and the assassins are just I'm gonna say the POCs that are like running around naked in the woods and smoking the good herb from the earth, and you know, running around with bears and butterflies and eating blueberries off the ground. And the Templars are the evil white Christian patriarchal racists. Now, this game came out before the sort of politically correct SJW craze that we all are still in the throes of. But so it's actually sort of missing some of the more modern virtue signaling, but the hints of it, which is that Europe bad, are there. And I think it's unfortunate because, first of all, it makes the assassin order just not very compelling. Like I can't even really remember any of the characters. Like there's this sort of hooded Mayan, I can't even remember his name, that's sort of, he keeps getting captured, and I think we have to rescue him like 3 times. Like, as usual, the assassins, if you guys have watched my past analysis of the other Assassin's game, the assassins are utterly incompetent. They've been complete and utter incompetence since Assassin's Creed 2. And so that's no different. And it's honestly just sort of a source of entertainment to watch their failures. But this Assassin's Guild in particular was just not particularly compelling. They're Mayan. They don't really have the outfits. I don't understand how Altair somehow told them to become assassins. Like, are we supposed to be thinking that the New World had been discovered before the Europeans came here? Now it is. I can try to fill in the holes. It's 1715, and so it's been 300 years since the Europeans discovered the Americas. So that's enough time for the assassins to come over and teach the Mayans about them. But where is the European assassin presence? What happened to it? Why is this just like a? Has this just turned into a race war? Is this just the indigenous POCs versus the evil White Templars? I don't know. That's me. That's a bit of a straw man right there, but I would say that I did not find the assassins compelling. Now, I'm actually going to sort of transition to the good part of the plot, which is actually sort of a refutation of the kind of Antifa what's the word? It's not even populism. It's more like bottom of the barrel, like lowest common denominatorism. If you'll remember in Assassin's Creed 2, the moral of the story was, and it was summed up by Anthony, the thief guild leader in Venice. He summed it up by saying the real nobles of society are us, the thieves, the mercenaries, and the prostitutes. They called it the courtesans. So he says the real nobles of society are thieves, mercenaries, and prostitutes. And that was the thesis of Assassin's Creed 2, the story of Assassin's Creed 2. The thesis of Assassin's Creed 1 was... Assassin's Creed 1 has the best plot of any of the Assassin's Creed games. It's the most historically accurate, it's the deepest, it's the most philosophical, it's not bogged down, it's not political, it's not political in the sort of facile sense that we have come to associate politics with, but it's very deeply political about, like, what is the nature of freedom? What should be done to guide society along or guide history along to the best outcome? So we went from that, Assassin's Creed 1, which is a masterpiece of a game, to Assassin's Creed 2, which is a great game, but the plot was just astonishingly juvenile in comparison to Assassin's Creed 1. We go to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is a continuation and worsening of that sort of Antifa, the prostitutes that should run society mindset. Then Assassin's Creed Revelations, which was a step up where Ezio has matured and kind of gets to the essence of what Altair was really thinking about. And from there, you get to Assassin's Creed 3, which I skipped because I played it a long time ago and I just don't have good memories of it. But this, I think, is another refutation of the Assassin's Creed 2 Antifa mindset. The pirates are a concentrated, distilled version of the more inane, juvenile understanding of freedom. The pirates go around, they kill who they want, they take who they want, they are morally liberated. There are multiple insinuations that they're sort of sexually unrestrained. They drink constantly. They again, they're pirates. They kill whoever they want. They take whatever they want. They sort of take over an island, and it's a paradise for a while. But then it starts to the reality of it starts to settle in for all of them, and the chaos and filth that they have created on this little island suddenly seems the order that the Templars offer, the order and the meaning and the structure that the Templars offer suddenly seems preferable, and it is. I think that's one of the theses of this game, is that the freedom of the assassin mindset is not juvenile. And so most of the game is about how Edward becomes disillusioned with this juvenile understanding of the world, and that's really the main focus. We sort of run into these characters who these famous pirates, and they all sort of get picked off one by one, or go crazy one by one, just meet their demises one by one. And Edward slowly realizes that he didn't, that he had been, that he didn't understand what freedom is. So I think that the depiction of Edward going into piracy with the juvenile mindset and then leaving piracy with the more evolved mindset was great. Excellent. Excellent. And then the Templars in this game are also quite excellent. I found the ending, it's sort of common with the Assassin's Creed game, I feel like the endings are commonly kind of rushed, but the Templars were quite good, because they are doing this good for the world, ridding the world of pirates. But again, it's this question of how far should you go to bring order to the world, and that's what I remember about the Assassin's Creed 1 conflict. Both the Assassins and the Templars want to bring order to the world. They don't. It's not about bringing just a lack of rules, like the criminals of Assassin's Creed 2 and the pirates of Assassin's Creed 4 think. That's their misunderstanding. It's both. The Assassins want to bring order as well. It's about the means and the underlying optimism about the human, about the potential of the common man. So the Assassins use very ignoble, very wicked tactics. Assassinations. That's where their name comes from. Murder. Masked, hooded, blatant, flagrant murder to guide society along. But they have this underlying faith that people will can govern themselves and they shouldn't be overly controlled. Whereas the Templars use war and more honorable ways to control society, but they have this very pessimistic view of the common man, which is that they need to be controlled, that they cannot govern themselves, that the only path forward for humanity is a sort of secret enslavement. And once again, I think that in this game the Templars were well depicted. They were deep. The assassination sequences where the background fades out into sort of the animus and the assassin has a conversation with the Templar, that sort of returned. And but once again, the problem with this game where they failed was that the assassins weren't compelling. So in Assassin's Creed 1, the assassins and the Templars were both compelling. Both arguments were made well. Both of the administrators of both these orders were were interesting and compelling and well voice acted and not sort of cringy, whereas in this one the Templars were really good, but then the assassins were like these Mayans that are just perfect, like tree hugging, like non-white people that are singing Kumbaya in the jungle, which is a little, again, it's a pity that they didn't flesh out the characters for the assassins. So yeah, I think that's the big analysis of the plot. I think I'll close out by just sort of talking about, let me think, am I missing anything regarding the plot? I mean, there are a few voice acting. Just general compliments. There are a few voice acting moments, like when Anne, the redheaded Irish girl, who replaces Adewale, when she is sort of lamenting that all of their friends had died. Like that, I think I pointed it out in that episode. That was really excellent voice acting. It was really compelling. The music was good. Really, like some of the best voice acting I've seen in a video game. I don't know why, but that scene really stuck out to me. Edward is a great character. He's he's a really good character. He's not annoying like Connor in Assassin's Creed 3. He's I mean, is he as good as Ezio? So how does he compare to Altair and Ezio? Ezio is like, I think I'd get in trouble if I said he was better than Ezio, and I don't even think so. Ezio is a classic, and his whole saga playing out from Assassin's Creed 2 to Assassin's Creed Revelations, he's like a fully fleshed out great character that evolves over time. Edward isn't as good as that. Altair is like a great character. His development in Assassin's Creed 1, he also has this arc where he goes from arrogance to deeper understanding. Yeah. And then I'd say Edward has the same. So I'd say he's on par with Ezio and Altair. Maybe even in terms of the creativity of him, he's better than Altair. But again, I think the depth of Altair, the depth of Altair's arc is like the best. As you guys know, I think Assassin's Creed 1 is the best one. So yeah, Edward is a great character. The other characters are really cool. The setting is amazing. Like I think what I'm gonna finally do is just talk about little things that are just amazing in this game. I already talked about the pistol combat. They need to have more games where pistols work like that, where you have 4 pistols that take a long time to reload, 4 strong attacks that like the closer you can get, the better. And then you can't use them anymore. I think if a lot of games could learn from this sort of again, historically somewhat accurate pistol combat of this game, like when you board a ship and you have to sort of think, am I going to use my pistols right now or later, because to reload them I'm going to have to sort of like disengage from combat. I think if you're going to make it historically accurate, you'd make them even longer to reload, even less accurate. Maybe have fewer of them. 4 would, I think, be the upper limit. There were some cavalry fighters in this time that would have like 6, where they'd have 2 in their boots, 2 at their sides, 2 across their chest. The sort of Reuter, Black Rider for Assassin's Creed 3, or sorry, Age of Empires 3 enjoyers. The Black Rider would be, and Reuters for the Dutch. Anyway, but yeah, that would be the upper limit, 6, and I think 4 for someone who's also going to be jumping into sword combat is like maybe a little too much. But yeah, just if I was going to make it more historically accurate, I'd like dial back the pistols even more, but I think this game did a really good job of it. The one thing I just loved is the whaling. That was so fun. I loved whaling. I loved the shark thing. I wish it. What I really wish is for an MMO with a big ocean with more realistic ships. So basically slow down and nerf and make the ships not GTA car style, but more like an actual ship. That would be amazing. I would play that for sure. The islands are beautiful. Oh yeah, one more critique is just the islands. So if you look at the map, like most of this you can't go into. Like this is impassable terrain, all of this. In here, each of these are little load zones. And again, this is from 2013, but I'd say the game feels a little dated in the sense that by modern standards these would be like fully explorable, and you could go like, okay, look at, like, you see that mountain over there? You can't go to that mountain. Like, you can get close, but there's a wall, and even if you could get to the edge of the island, it's like not, it's there for appearance, which again, this is an older game now, so that's not to be, that shouldn't be all too surprising. But again, it's just slightly dated feeling. Just look at the city. I've been going around. I've been sort of focusing on what I'm saying about oh, come back here. I've been focusing on what I've been saying about the plot, but oh my goodness. But come back here.
Leave me alone, Edward. I'm nothing. No one to fear.
But so while I was focusing on talking about the plot, I neglected to just talk about the beauty of this city. Like, this is a serious upgrade. I mean, Assassin's Creed Revelations, if you watch my analysis on that, I was stunned by the beauty of it. This is like, not to detract from Assassin's Creed Revelations, but this is just, it's just clear that they applied new technologies and stuff to make this just amazing. The lighting, the character models are all pretty good. Yeah, the fighting animations are all really strong. Oh yeah, one huge critique I have is that I'm really sad that they got rid of the old control scheme. So now, it used to be that to sprint in Assassin's Creed you would hold right click, which now aims your pistol. You'd hold right click and then hit spacebar. Really weird, but I just like got really used to it with Assassin's Creed through Assassin's Creed Revelations, and I found it really it worked well in my brain. But now they bring it back to a more standard, you hold shift to sprint, and I think it somehow like made me feel like I was less in control of the parkour. So that is a complaint, and then also in the options, in the options you can't like switch to that control scheme. Like, it should be switched to classic Assassin's Creed movement. But I got used to it, and it's not the end of the world. It is unfortunate though. That is a serious, it might sound stupid, but it is a serious critique I have. What else am I missing? The upgrading of the ship. So one thing that I really liked in Assassin's Creed 2 onwards is having something to upgrade. It started with Monteriggioni in Assassin's Creed 2, which was really cool. In Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, it wasn't as cool. You're like upgrading Rome, and it felt a little gamey with the towers. And then in Assassin's Creed Revelation, it was the like tower defense thing was really gamey. Not a huge fan of it. Like, kind of way too gamey. What was cool about that was upgrading in Assassin's Creed Revelations was upgrading your like library. There were these books you had to get and stuff, and they were really expensive. But yeah, it wasn't as nothing's been as good as Monteriggioni until this one. This one, you upgrade your ship. You have Great Inagua, where we started out, which I still haven't even fully upgraded. You have your ship. You have, I think there's another place you sort of are upgrading. You have these forts that you have to liberate that may be a little gamey, but I way less gamey than Revelation. And then you can like go to the forts. Like, let's go to a fort. We'll go to this one. Yeah, wait, and then I'll talk about the cities. Yeah, wait, Nassau. Let's go to Nassau. We haven't been there. But wait, there's no fort. whatever. The fort isn't. It's just like you can go into the fort. Let's go to Nassau. I think what I'll talk about finally is just all the different cities. So we're just looking around Havana, which I think is the best city. Oh yeah, this city's pretty cool too. This is the city that the pirates kind of take over, and then the British come and like clear it out of all the degenerates. Yeah, this is a great city as well. It feels like a ramshackle pirate town. Especially in the beginning of the game, like when you get here, it feels like you're in a hideout.
This pirate bears the blood of many innocents on his hands. His Majesty's honorable representative.
I would say, oh no. Yeah, so this city's pretty good. The one city that I just really didn't like is the one in Jamaica, Kingston. But this one felt pretty good. They're way smaller and less dense than some of the Assassin's Creeds that we played before. And then the trees, I remember those coming into Assassin's Creed 3. The trees are sort of part of the parkour, which it's good. It's pretty cool. But I would say that the cities themselves they look amazing, but they're not as big as the old ones. But you have the whole map to explore, so can't really complain about that. Let's check out Jamaica, Kingston. But yeah, this is cool. Hunting the wild animals is cool. What's this? Long Bay. I'm not sure what that is. But Kingston, I really didn't like this city. Check it out. There are a lot of missions in this city. It's also like sort of a slave town, which is kind of like an L. I think that's why there's so many missions, is they're like sort of slave related missions. Yeah, this town felt pretty weak to me. It might just be the sort of the Angloid influence. Angloids are not skilled. Their understanding of beauty is warped. The Angloid psyche is one that I hope that I will never understand. Yeah, a lot of the city, it's just got like this sort of wide open kind of field areas, which lots of hills like this. Which I think the Assassin's Creed franchise is good at cities, like the nature. The ocean was amazing. The like islands were amazing. We gotta find an island, because that's another great joy of this game. It's like just landing on a desert island, just chilling. But yeah, I wasn't too crazy about this city. Let's check out an island. Where would one be? I think there are a lot, like, yeah, over here. Salt Lagoon. What's this? Crooked Island. Eleuthera. That means freedom, or freed in Greek. Let's try this. Yeah. So, I mean, just look at this. This is awesome. The ocean is awesome. The little islands are awesome. The, like, hills in Kingston, not so awesome.
Get the main free!
I'm trying to find, like, a really, like, there's some desert islands that are just, like, in the middle of nowhere, and they have a chest on them. We'll find one here really quick. Upgrading the ship was good. It felt a little gamey. It seemed like there was some kind of, like, I didn't ever beat any of the legendary ships. I think you need the mortar to do it, and the mortar is not real. I did not like the mortar. I didn't like the ramming aspect. If you guys watch the whole series, you'll know that I didn't really ram at all. Yeah, so like an island like this. This is great. I would love. One of the things I loved is just getting off right here, swimming to shore. Oh, this is gonna be a long swim. And just chilling on an island like this. Yeah. There needs to be a game where there's an ocean like this, but like way bigger. Lots of islands like this with like things to find on them. Just chill. What was I saying right before that? Something about... What was it? I was talking about... Oh yeah, the legendary ships. And upgrading the ship, like... It was cool. It was cool to have something to have something to spend the money on and stuff, but some of the parts of the ship I just didn't like for historical reasons, like the ramming, the sort of trireme like ramming, battering ram. It's not how they fought with ships back then. The cannon upgrade seemed a little like kind of like level gates, where like, oh, you don't do enough damage to destroy that ship yet. Like Man of Wars, like there's a point where Man of Wars just started going down because I think because we got some upgrades that felt a little artificial. But again, it was good. Yeah, I think I'm just sort of rambling now, so I'll call this off. Again, I think that the overall this is a great game, a triumph. To the old Ubisoft, to the developers that made this, immortals, truly. I hope so. I'll finish this off by talking about my plans for my Assassin's Creed journey. I'm not gonna play any of the new ones. I'm not too crazy about them. Like, what do we have? We have Unity and Rogue, which I've seen some videos of, and it just seems like really kind of... It seems like there was a big shift away from what I think enticed me about the Assassin's Creed games. Like, the cities look beautiful and everything, but... And then I know in Unity the free running is really cool, but I'm just not feeling it. Origins, yeah, no thanks. The whole like Ooga Booga Bix Nude thing is not up my alley. Then Valhalla apparently was just a total abomination, and then Odyssey is the one that I saw that I, with my own eyes, just like from watching it for 10 seconds, that's an abomination. So I think that's pretty much all the new ones, right? What? No, there's. Don't give up hope though, because despite my I know I should know better, but I know that I shouldn't, that I'm only setting myself up for disappointment. I know that I am only ensuring heartache and sorrow, but I do have hope for Assassin's Creed Mirage. So when that comes out, I will wait. I'm not gonna like pre-order it or buy it. I'm gonna wait and see if there are any outrages, any disgracefulness. But if I hear good things, then I'll play Assassin's Creed Mirage. It looks pretty cool. The time period's interesting. The time period still doesn't quite make sense for the Assassins, but it's close and in the area, and the location should be cool. If Ubisoft doesn't goof this up, again, the developers who made Black Flag, the immortals who made Black Flag, if they're being consulted, and if the game is good, then I'll play that. and then the Assassin's Creed journey will continue. But until then, this will be the end of the Assassin's Creed content. We've got other games coming though, don't worry. First on the list is Sleeping Dogs, which is an old game set in Hong Kong, where you infiltrate the triads, which I've started before but always wanted to play through, and it looks so good. So that's next on the list. We're gonna have more Age of Empires 3. I'm gonna get into the Indians. I've sort of been doing it. I've sort of been neglecting. I've been a little busy this summer. I've been kind of just not going super hard on video games. So yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of taper off the Rome 2 videos a little bit, because Creative Assembly CA is just, they have abandoned all honor. They've lost every shred of dignity that they have, and they've just taken the path of pure miserliness and trickery, dishonesty, degeneracy. Just terrible. CA is on my bad list. Then we're gonna have some more Fear and Hunger. We're gonna have just sort of some more weird games, and then slowly start to pick up the pace with Age of Empires 3 again. So another big thing that happened is that Dominion 6 is coming out, so I might have to touch up on my Dominion skills. But other than that, yeah, look forward to Sleeping Dogs. I also might pick up that Alice in Wonderland game, because I wanted to finish that. That game's sick. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this Assassin's Creed journey. Hopefully it won't be over yet, but we have to wait for Assassin's Creed Mirage to come out. And to conclude, I highly recommend Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. It was a joy to play. It's actually going to be like painful to uninstall it from my computer, because I still like when you feel like, and this is what might be the definition of a good game, like when you're just like sitting somewhere and you're like, oh man, I wish I was playing Assassin's Creed 4 and like chilling on an island like this. That's what I want to do right now. That means it's a good game. Like months later, you're like, oh, I want to be like chilling on an island in Black Flag. That's a good game. This game delivers that. And then also the plot it's like 8.5 to 9 out of 10. And gameplay, just crisp, enticing. Characters on point, voice acting on point, time period on point, waves in ocean. Masterpiece. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys around. Keep it real.